Hey, what's up, everyone? I think I tweeted on Friday. I wonder how many traders out here, because there's a lot of newer traders from the past few years, have never traded with the SPY below the 200 day. And we did get that reversal on Friday, and it closed above. But look at this. That's kind of a nasty look, right? Because we held the 200 day for a minute, and then boom, we're down below. So my primary focus going into tomorrow, and you guys know I'm a day trader, is to look for some potential bounces, which I'm going to show you which ones I'm looking at here in just a second. But first, I want to put this up there for newer traders in the room. Just please read that and get an idea of what we're all about. But I am definitely someone who makes my money between the opening and closing bell. I'm in cash every night, which hasn't felt very smart for a long time. But now, at this moment, it's starting to feel a little bit smart, right? But it's just the way I'm wired. And I have the luxury, I hate to use the word luxury because it isn't a luxury, but of being able to sit in front of my screens and trade all day, right? So just a hat tip real quick. Kevin P, he did it again. DWTX gave us an idea in chat through 750 and it went to 945 on about 25 cents risk. So that's pretty impressive. Almost $2 move on 25 cents risk. All right, so what are we watching for tomorrow? Again, I told you a lot of, then this one's not, I don't know. There was a decent headline on the small modular reactor stocks today, which were completely unaffected by the headline. Was related to Google, probably just because the overall market was so weak. I don't know. I'd like to see this get down to the 200 day, and there's really no great look here, but maybe that headline, especially if the market bounces, that headline might kick in, so to speak, tomorrow. So again, I'd like to see it just get all the way down to the 200 day, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch Apple. AAPL. I really like it around 220. You can see how you put the horizontal line there. You can see how it's bounced off that area. It did breach the 200 day today. I was hoping for some what we call intraday shape down to 220, but we just didn't get it. Nvidia, also super interested if this gets down. Put back here, you can see it hit close to 100. I'd love to see an intraday shape down to $100 area. I'd be looking for a bounce there. Maybe worth noting that Oracle reported an after hours, closed at 148.79. As I'm talking to you, it's at 154.56. So that could give the entire tech sector a little bounce if it holds up, right? So something to think about. CORZ. I like the looks of this one. Had a nice headline today, massive volume and a strong close, and it's pretty damn beaten up, right? So this one could have a decent follow-through day tomorrow. HMR has only been trading for a few weeks, but biggest volume ever today. Definitely want to watch that one tomorrow. PSTV, it's a weird chart, right? But it had this big pop, then the gap up, and now you got a couple red days on declining volume. Just going to treat it like a bounce play because it is a recent mover, a recent in-play stock, however you want to word it. OKTA had a earnings back here and an absolute rip, and you could argue, hey, maybe the market's just taking it down now, and it's a good candidate for a bounce since it had that big earnings rip, right? And just getting pulled down with the market. GRRR. I like this more than I did coming into today because now it's 3 days down in a row. It was up over 44. Now it's down at 24 in just a few sessions. Had a couple, or at least one short report put out on it. To me, sometimes that can actually be bullish for a nice bounce. So goes on watch. We'll see if we get a setup. MRVL. Had to hit the cough button there. MRVL, just straight down since earnings. Could be an oversold bounce tomorrow. We'll see. Reddit, pretty interesting. Just straight off a cliff here for 3 days down into the 200 day. And look at this. I mean, back, what was the date? February 10th. So about a month ago, it was at $230, and now it's at 107. That's a pretty damn good candidate, especially with the 200 day there, for a snapback bounce tomorrow. One of my top watches. DDOG, I don't know, just down, because it's near 100 and bounced really nicely when it broke 100 back here. I like the looks of that for a snapback bounce, especially if we flush 100. GTLB, another weird looking chart because we had this gap down here below the 200 day and absolutely ripped. And now 4 days in a row down. I like the way that showed it can bounce back here, right? So it does go on bounce watch, especially if the overall market does. Kind of a sleeper pick, VSCO, which is Victoria's Secret. You're kind of getting that shape change where it's starting to cascade down and big volume. And it did bounce nicely off the $15 area back here. And then I'm going to throw Tesla on watch. I didn't type that right. TSLA, not TLSA. Pretty interesting. Getting a little bit of downside shape here. Where did it bounce off last time? Somewhere around, what, 210, 212. We get some intraday shape. I'll look for a snapback and bounce. And you know what? I'd love to see that. Get intraday shape and take out 200 tomorrow. I'd be looking for a big snapback bounce below that too. Anyway, a lot of bounce plays on watch. We'll see what happens. We don't take those unless we get an intraday A+ setup. So remember that. Let's be alert tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in chat.